Beautiful people. Hello, beautiful people. How you loving? I can already tell that today's spell number 37, is going to step on toes. Why? Because it is going to require you to clear the electronics and the junk out of your bedroom. Let's go. Deep breath. Ooh, it's getting hot in her. We coming for our house. I'm coming for your house. I'm coming for your house. I've been looking around at some of y'all bedrooms and it don't look too good. It don't look too good. Okay. Okay, before we begin, I am going to drop a link in the chat to the classes that are coming up. So I'm a witch and I teach Bible magic, Bible spells, angel magic, crystal magic, all kinds of magic, makeup magic, enchantress, all of it. I love all of it. Okay. I love all the magics. Just about, not all of them, many of them. And I love how we get to practically apply the magic to our everyday life. So if you want to learn magic, especially for people that were in a Christian experience, giving yourself permission to bust out into an even expanded experience without forgetting or leaving behind your Bible or your Christian roots, I'm the gal for you. I can help you with that. Let's have a deep breath. And another. And another. Speaking this word, this incantation, this forever spell of abundance, prosperity, riches, wealth, success, accomplishment for everyone here, everyone who is ever to be here, everyone who has ever been here in this now moment, the only moment of power being now. This word goes forth and is fulfilled. It does not return void, yet is fruitful in its unfoldment and brings to us in perfect divine timing and perfect divine ways and perfect divine experiences that which is most desired deep within the heart, because we have come to the realization that indeed we already have it and we are it. Ashe. Breathing. Breathing, 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 beloved. Breath is an instantaneous corrector in the moment. It's the in the moment corrector. It's the in the moment healer. It's the in the moment expander. Breath. You always have it with you, and you can always take a deep breath. You can always take deep breaths, even when no one knows what you're doing. You can work the magic of your breath anytime and at all times. Let's begin. Are we ready, Miss Angela? Family, I know that a bunch of y'all is not here and didn't smash up the likes yet. I know that wouldn't happen. I know that would not happen. I know that wouldn't happen. So smash that like button, baby. Smash up the likes. Be sure to share and be sure to comment. Um, you can subscribe if you want. It don't really matter about subscribers. YouTube hasn't been about subscribers in a very long time. We are really concerned about people receiving the message, ascending their consciousness to ascend the world. So share, comment, like. Activity is what YouTube likes. Eyeballs and activities. Yes, 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 yes. Love it. Let's begin. Come on, family. Hey, Kathy. Kathy, I'm so happy you're here. Hey fam, Reverend Val is always here, always doing something. So you never have to miss me because I have because I'm always doing something. So stay in the loop, stay connected, stay with the fam. Yes, family, stay connected, and you'll always know what we're doing because I am always doing something until my dying breath, right? I'm about that life. So I am always going to be doing something. Oh my goodness, Elba, you're here with your mom. Ah! Elba's mom, welcome. So happy to have you. You have an amazing daughter. Yet I know you already know that. I know you already know that. Elba's mom, so good to meet you. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's begin. Are we ready? This is going to be about you impregnating your subconscious mind at the two most pivotal points of reconstructing your consciousness. Family, this is a reconstruction of your consciousness. Don't think you're going to do something different from the same consciousness and get a different result. You will not. Yes. So all of what I teach is about you going deep. She says, nice meeting you too. Ah, yay. Mwah. Thank you so much, Elba, for bringing your mom here. That is so beautiful. So beautiful. Yes. So family, you know we about that life, right, Miss Angela? We are about that life. So let's get into this spell and let's recalibrate the subconscious mind. Please read the book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. I'm going to give you a couple of resources now. Family, please get these resources because it is not about oh, I don't know the right technique. Oh, I don't know the right thing to say. Oh, I don't have the right script. I don't have the right coaching program for my clients. I don't have the right this. I don't have the right that. People think that it's about something, some special secret sauce, some strategy that you have to learn. All that's included too. Yet, if you are doing it from the same consciousness, you're not going to get a better result. We're talking about radical upheaval of your consciousness so that you are a new and different being, a different person. That's what I specialize in. Let's go. Now, let's go on screen share and let's look at the resources first. Okay. So the first thing is I want you to go to valerielove.com and click on books. Now, when you go to valerielove.com and you click on books, thank you if you would be so kind because all of these videos on YouTube are offered for free. Cheryl is here. Oh, I'm so happy. Because all of the videos on YouTube are offered free and you have an extreme library of Reverend Valerie Love teachings, KAISI, on YouTube, an extreme library. I'm seeing if I can get to a couple of thousand videos. We're already at something like 1,600 and some odd videos on YouTube. I'm seeing if we can get to a couple of thousand of really good videos. So they're all free. So we would love it. We love it. We love it. If you support the channel and the work that we do, many things go on behind the scenes for this work that we do all around the world. And many people are paid from this work that we do all around the world. So if you feel so inclined and you're going to go to Amazon anyway to buy a book, go to valerielove.com, click on this link right here, Valerie Love's Amazon recommendations page, and go to my store. Now, this is my Amazon store, and this is where you will find pretty much everything that I recommend to you, especially the books. And there is a book that I want to recommend to you. I have tons and tons and tons of books here that are curated. These are books I know work. These are books I myself use. These are books that are, if you want to read some good books, these are the books where you want to start with Reverend Valerie Love. Okay. And one of them is The Power of the Subconscious Mind. So let me see where I put The Power of the Subconscious Mind. This is my store, and I do earn commissions. Thank you for supporting the channel when you get books through here. And family, even if you come here, I think it might be under consciousness or mind. Let's see, where did I put that book? Give me a minute. Free Your Mind. Did I put it there? The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Oh, okay. I tell you what, this is what we're going to do. Anytime you come into the store and you do not see the book you're looking for, click on any book here. So we'll just click on Spiritual Badassery. Okay, click on that here. Then once you click on Spiritual Badassery, you can then go into the search, and you can, don't mind my Prime benefits because I'm not renewing them. So my credit card expired. So don't pay attention to you too. I mean, Amazon has that all at the top of everything. Hey, get your Prime benefits. Your Prime benefits are on hold. Yeah, I know. Now, let's go to the power of the subconscious mind. And let me actually add this. Let's see, which one do I want? Because you've got to be very careful with this book, because this book may or may not be in The Power of the Subconscious Mind. This book may or may not be out of copyright. And if a book is not in copyright anymore, then what happens is other people can then make versions of the book. And I want a good one. I want a good one to give to you, because I want you to get what the author really meant. Okay. So The Power of the Subconscious Mind, I'm going to see which one of these is the right one. And see, because when you're looking at the dates, you can see, I'm going to go with this one right here. Okay. I'm going to go with this one right here. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, Joseph Murphy. This book. Now, what I want to show you, family, is that even though you went into my store and you clicked on a book, you don't have to buy that exact book for us to still get credit. Whatever you buy, if you click my link to enter the store, whatever you buy, we will still get credit for. Yay! Thank you, Amazon. It's amazing. You win. I win. Amazon wins. The authors win. Everyone wins. Yay! I like win-win-win. Share the goodies all around propositions. That's what this is. This is a win-win-win-win-win all around. You've got to get this book. You have got to get The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. When I read that book, it blew the lid off the top of my head. You have got to get it's non-negotiable, family. Non-negotiable, because I did not understand the power of my subconscious mind. And we're about to show you how to harness it and use it right now. Let's go. This spell is called Arise and Asleep. Arise and Asleep. Here are notes on this spell. This spell is to be conducted at the two most profoundly effective opportunities to impregnate your subconscious mind: when you arise and when you fall asleep. There are two windows each day that you can really get in there with your subconscious mind and turn some levers and move some things and really make some big things happen in your subconscious mind. Big changes. When are those two? As you're waking and as you're falling asleep. Those are the times that the windows to your subconscious mind are wide open. You could tell it, you could command it to do anything you want. Now I'm going to show you how to do this and how to use this to the fullest. I do this every day. This is required in magic. If you don't know how to do this in magic, I don't know how far you're going to get with your magical operations. Step one, commit. Do you see this word right here? Do you see this word right here, beloved? Family. We do not always commit to the highest and best things for ourselves, our health, our wealth, our destiny, and our love relationships. This is asking you to commit to doing whatever it takes to shift your consciousness to wealth in all love, wealth, abundance, luxury, fabulousness, fabulous restaurants, fabulousness, whatever it looks like for you, fabulousness. And if you don't like fabulousness, whatever wealth symbolizes for you, does it symbolize the freedom to grow your business more? Does it symbolize the freedom to travel the world? Does it symbolize the freedom to put your children in any school you desire? Does it symbolize the freedom to free your hands from your big, huge, busy business so that you hire all the right people to do that big, amazing business? Commit to doing whatever it takes. Commit to doing whatever it takes, because I promise you, you will be challenged on your commitment. I'm challenged daily on my commitment. I ask myself, do I really want to do this pertaining to whatever the thing is in front of me? Make some shorts for YouTube, make some TikToks, make some reels for Instagram. Here I go dragging my feet. No. You committed to doing whatever it takes to shift your consciousness and the consciousness of the entire planet. You committed to doing that, Valerie. And what are we doing here? Family, are you doing your part in cleaning up the consciousness of this whole entire earth family? And how does it begin? It begins with you and I cleaning up this. Then you can help your brother, your sister, this one, that one, the other, the other. It goes from the inside out. So I see people, they want to go over here and help this person. Did you put your oxygen mask on first? Commit. That's step one. Commit to doing whatever it takes. And when I say whatever it takes, I mean that you will be challenged on your commitment. You simply will be. As soon as you say, I'm not eating chocolate cake anymore, here comes the most delicious chocolate cake you ever saw in your life, that your lips have ever wrapped around. The second you say, I'm not just going to be out here sleeping with people with these 2 a.m. booty calls no more, because it's not getting me to where I want, or it's not getting me that love relationship I'm truly seeking or truly desirous of having. And then next thing you know, the one that is just really can light up the whole sky, you and them, when y'all get together, it just lights up the whole sky. That's the person that's texting you this week. And you have to say no. See, you are always going to be challenged on your commitment. You are always expected. That's why I wrote Spiritual Badassery. Spiritual Badassery shows you how to be a dragon rider, because you already know you're going to get resistance on your commitment. That's why you have to commit to doing whatever it takes, Okay, I'm getting challenged there on my resistance. Okay, I'm doing it anyway. Okay, I'm afraid. This morning I said to my higher self was speaking with me, and it was talking about leaning into the witch. And I was like, ooh, to that level, even on the beauty channel, because I have a new beauty channel on YouTube. And it was like, yeah, I was like, ooh. Fear. Like I could feel right then fear coming up, talking about the witch with regard to beauty, because who's doing that? That's what you're going to do. And then we had a chuckle because fear came up, and we were like, when did that ever stop you? It doesn't. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Fear doesn't stop us. Okay, acknowledge the fear. Oh, I'm really afraid of doing this thing. Just keep stepping. I am so afraid right now. And your coach is like, that's right. Come on. It's like the baby toddler standing up. It's like, and you're like, come on. I got 3 babies through that, and wow. And then we had some more. The children had children. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And then we did that for them. Come on, and dangling the keys, and they were like, babies, their nervous system is not together yet, so they have all these jumps. The soul just got into the body, and the soul is like, what the fuck? I was infinite, and now I'm in this little roly-poly fat thing. I can't hardly move. That's what your soul says when you first land in a body. Like, what just happened? No, I want to go back. I didn't know it was going to be like this. Too bad. You signed up for 80 years. So isn't it hilarious that we all came to this planet? We had a good reason for doing that. Coming into this space-time dimension, it's like, oh my God, what is this thing? Right? You were this infinite being, and now you're in this little baby body that can't even talk. You're like, and people are like, ah, look at the baby talking. No one understands the words you're saying. You're like, damn, damn, damn. Like Florence, damn, damn, damn. Sometimes I just get tickled by what we're doing. Anyway, the whole point is you've got to commit. You're doing it scared, right? You're still doing it. You're doing it messy. You don't quite have the whole thing together. You kind of look like a ham, a hot a mess. You're all over the place. It's okay. Keep going. Your craziness will come together at some point, okay? Step 2. Create your favorite bedtime ritual for falling asleep at night. Could include chamomile tea, making love to someone you love, writing a bedtime intention in your dream journal to you remember your dreams, etc. You're going to create a bedtime ritual. Now, what is a bedtime ritual? Super simple. Something you do before you go to bed every night. It's super simple. It's nothing more. Don't make it, the mind has a way of being off to the races and thinking a million different things when the thing is super simple. A bedtime ritual could be brush your teeth, drink some chamomile tea. Okay, a bedtime ritual could be drink your green tea, make out with your peeps, yeah, and then drift to sleep. Bedtime rituals. It could be I did all of these bedtime rituals and many more. Over the years, I've had many bedtime rituals, and they'll morph as you ascend and grow because you change. You're not the same person that you were yesterday. So while you want consistency in your bedtime ritual, you do not want strict severity in your bedtime ritual. You don't want to make yourself do the exact same thing every day because you will morph. At night, if you have a tea ritual at night, perhaps one night you drink chamomile tea and another night you feel that you may require the heat of like a ginger, or another night you may require the minty zest of a mint or spearmint. And so even though you have this beautiful tea ritual every night, the tea may change. Don't handcuff yourself. These things are supposed to flow. And if you're in the energy of, I got to do this, and then I have to do this, and then I have to do, that's not the energy we want. That's constricting. Let it flow. Let it be natural. Let it be that you flow from drinking your tea, and then you have your book, and then you flow to bed, and there's your journal and your beautiful pen by your bed, and you write a beautiful bedtime intention, or you write a dream note to your dream self so you can induce and enhance lucid dreaming, where you're in the dream and you take charge in the dream, or you're in the dream and you're an active participant, or you are an initiator in the dream. You're just not laying there and letting the whole dream happen to you. That's levels of mastery that we get to aspire to and fulfill within ourselves. These are practices. So the ritual every night is a practice, and it is telling your subconscious mind, oh, I'm going to get ready for something. Yes. Now, step 3. So you're going to create your favorite bedtime ritual. Now, step 3 is you've done your rituals now, and now you're lying in bed. After your rituals and just before you fall asleep. See, the rituals were a way of tending the soil so that when you go to plant the seeds in it, you've tilled the soil, you fertilized the soil. Your consciousness is soil. Yes, it's a beautiful garden, a whole forest. It's infinite. When you go to plant the seeds in the subconscious mind, the soil is ready and it's receptive. That is the true occult meaning of Christ and the sower in the field. He was talking about your mind, your subconscious mind. People didn't get it. They still don't get it. 2,000 years later, people still don't get most of the things Jesus said. He wasn't talking about literal soil. He wasn't talking about literal seeds. He wasn't talking about a literal sower. Everything Jesus talked about was energy and consciousness. And not one thing did he say, this great teacher that thousands of years is still probably the greatest human being that ever walked the planet. In multiple religions, who doesn't know Jesus Christ? Who doesn't know Jesus Christ and kind of know what he was about? Now, you may like Jesus Christ, you might not like Christians. That's kind of the camp I'm in. I don't like all Christians. I love Jesus. I don't like all Christians. I don't. So that's a conversation for another day. Anyway, anywho, he was not talking about soil or seeds or figs or anything else. All of these represent something. And when the 12 asked him behind closed doors, why do you speak in parables and riddles and stories? Like, we don't even understand what the fuck you're saying. So why are you talking like this? Because the teachers in the synagogue didn't talk like this. No one talked like this. Why are you talking like this? And in church, they told you, well, I speak like this. This is what they told you in church. In church, they told us, not you, they told this to me too, that in the Christian paradigm, as it's purported to be, they said that Jesus taught that way to make it simple for the masses to understand. That's not what Jesus said if you read it. Jesus said, I say it so that they won't get what I'm really talking about. What? Jesus didn't want the masses to get what he was talking about. The information was too potent. He had to cloak it. He was teaching occult knowledge and wisdom. He was teaching esoteric science. Do you think the masses are really ready for something like that? Of course not. That's why they killed him. They kill everybody that comes to try to, that's what they used to do back in the day. Kill the witches, kill anybody that's trying to enlighten people, kill anybody that's trying to, we're not like that anymore, thank God. Even in the 60s, they killed Martin Luther King, they killed Medgar Evers, they killed this one, they killed that one, they killed the Kennedys. Anybody that's trying to uplift people, this is not a political statement. I'm simply saying that people who have an idea of how they can help humanity and they actually go out and implement that idea, if it's a threat, whatever the ideology is, I don't know. I don't agree with all of them. They're different. Whatever, if it threatens the status quo is going to come for that thing until we evolve. That's what humanity's opportunity is, our great opportunity. So Christ was talking about sowing seeds in your mind. What kind of seed? And he was talking about states of consciousness. Some people, you can't get a seed in their consciousness. Why? Because soil is too hard. You can't even get through. You can't even get one sentence through. It's just packed down. It's by the road. People have just trod over it. What does that mean? That you accepted? These people, not you. These people have accepted what humanity has told them. They've just been trodden down, preachers and pastors and authority figures, and then you can't get a bit of truth into that consciousness. That's why the seed can't penetrate that soil. He talked about other soil that the birds come and scoop it up. Why? Because people just let it sit there. They didn't do anything with the seed. They're not the soil that's taking in the seed, contemplating on it, nurturing the seed. And then he said there are some who it receives the seed and the seed goes in. And what did he say happens? It produces 10, 20, 100-fold. What? 100-fold. What? You mean you get 100 times what you were supposed to get from that seed? Supernatural surplus. People don't understand these things. If you read it, these scales will fall from your eyes if you get rid of everything. Just empty your brain out. Just take your brain like this and just empty it out. Just dump all the stuff out that they told you. We had to do that. I had to do that. Just turn your brain over and shake it out and just dump all that trash out that they put in our brains. And be fresh and new and ask Jesus. I mean, I talk to Jesus all the time. What did you really mean by this? He'll tell you. He's still alive. He's still alive, people. In the Gospel of Peter, that you probably never read because they didn't want you to read it, yet truth always finds a way of surfacing. Some scribes rolled all these scrolls up and put them in some, when the church was coming around, kill everybody, burn everything. They burned the library in Alexandria. They were coming for all the books, all the traditions, everything. People, then we always had smart people who were keepers of the flame. That's what they're called. The Rosicrucians called them, keepers of the flame. What are they? They're the ones that are holding this esoteric knowledge, either orally or they write it down and they preserve it. They put it in jars and they dig it somewhere deep in the sand. And the sands, do you think that it was by accident that many of these were in Egypt, where it's dry as hell? We're about to go to Egypt next month, where it is dry as hell and nothing will decay. Why do you think those mummies are still, you can still see the hair on their heads? When I take you into the Egyptian museum and you look, you will still see the hair on the mummy's head. It didn't decay. Why is it so dry? This is where the papyri are from thousands of years ago that tell us some things about Jesus and what he was talking about, and they showing what you got in your current Bible. Even though I love that, it's just different. And you're like, oh, ho, 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 what have we here? Some of these discoveries didn't come to us until 1970. And wow, it's been a bombshell as these new discoveries. And every day they're pulling something out the ground that's like, wow. But that's not the story they gave us, right? Because the stories that they gave you and the stories that are the mass consciousness stories are the stories of the perpetrators. The perpetrators, the warmongers, people who won the war. Then they put up a big stele, engrave it in stone, get their Mason people to come, engrave it in stone that I'm so great. My God is greater. My God is better than your God. We killed these people. We took them by slaves. Show the shackles. They have to make these big edifices to their egos. So those are the people that wrote the history books. And that's the mass consciousness propaganda story that they pump out to everyone. It's a propaganda pumping machine. And until you get off that propaganda pumping machine, that the people that are not on the propaganda pumping machine, they're either conspiracy theorists called conspiracy theorists. That's conspiracy theorists. Well, maybe it's not a conspiracy if I have evidence, right? It's just not the mass propaganda story. They're either labeled conspiracy theorists or they're occultists. And occultists is just people that have access to hidden knowledge. And I like being occultist because there's a lot more to the story than what we were told. And I want to know, well, what's the rest of it that we weren't told? And they were looking at me like, you sure? I was like, yes, I want to know. Come on. And wow. Mind blow. And when you first start finding out things like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John didn't write Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John, you're like, well, damn. Okay. So I say all that to say this. Jesus was talking about consciousness. Jesus was talking about you planting seeds in your subconscious mind. So you could rightly call this a Christ ritual. You could rightly call it that because this is straight up from what Jesus taught. You are going to, after you're lying in bed now, you've done your rituals. You're not asleep yet. You're falling asleep. As you fall asleep, slightly vision in your third eye your rich life with feeling the feelings of being immensely rich. Now let's dissect this because this sentence says a lot. And at first blush, it would seem like a simple sentence. It is anything but a simple sentence. First, we must understand the clear distinction between vision and visualization. Do you see this word right here? This word is the game changer. Vision, 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 not visualization. These are two different things. First we'll begin with what is a visualization? A visualization is you decide in your mind what you want to see and you make a mental picture of it. Elephant, and then you make a mental picture of an elephant. Giraffe, and then you make a mental picture of a giraffe. Hyena, and then you make a mental picture of a hyena. And if you keep doing that, you'll find yourself on a safari in Africa. Yay, right? I always wanted to go to safari. I used to watch those shows. I used to love watching those safari shows because my parents, we grew up Jehovah's Witnesses, fundamentalist Christianity, and there was a lot of things on TV we couldn't watch. And they did let us watch nature shows and all those, wild nature where the man would go out into the woods with well, it wasn't woods. He would go on safaris. So I always wanted to go on safari, and I visualized that, a safari. And then, boom, you're there on a safari. That's visualization. You could do it with anything. Hey, I want a Mercedes AMG, Mercedes AMG, Mercedes Benz, Mercedes Benz. My husband that I had, that was Veronica's beautiful father, wonderful father, who's with her right now, and she was having some experiences. We've been working through some experiences over the last few days of her apartment in Atlanta, and she's been learning some really big lessons, and we're so happy about that. Anyway, you visualize you want a Mercedes AMG. He wanted a Mercedes AMG. He loved the idea of this Mercedes AMG. I had never heard of an AMG Mercedes. I didn't really have a distinction between different kinds of Mercedes. I just knew that there were, trucks and cars and things. I wasn't deep into the Mercedes world. I was more of a Lexus gal, more of a no car person. I'd like people to drive me. That's where I am now. He was big into this Benz. And so he knew everything about the Mercedes AMG. And I was like, well, what's an AMG? Oh, it takes off 0 to 60 and it's a second horsepower, the wheels, and then the, paint and the whole. And I was like, wow, it sounds amazing. The way he was talking about it sounded amazing. This man would fall asleep thinking about that Mercedes-Benz AM. Do you see what we're talking about? Do you see children do this too? Children fall asleep thinking about their bike. And if you go in sometimes in kids when they're dreaming, they're pedaling the bike in their dream. Like kids know how to do lucid dreaming. They know how to do all these things. Anyway, he wanted this Mercedes-Benz AMG. Mercedes-Benz AMG. But he's also I won't say frugal person. He is a wise person. His middle name is Solomon. So he did get this wisdom of Solomon. So he doesn't pull the trigger right away. He's a more slower calculating person. And he is going to get the best deal. He's not a flossy, just go out and buy this flashy thing kind of person. He's the kind of person like, let me get the best deal for my money, even though he has the money to buy it. He won $17 million in the lottery. He could have went to any Mercedes-Benz dealership and bought any Mercedes he wanted to. Yet he didn't do that. So he was looking for this Benz. And so I remember one time we went to California. We went to Big Sur. And we did up and down, driving up the Pacific Coast Highway. It's amazing with the convertible. Mind blowing, right? And while we were there, we went to Beverly Hills. And we were in LA. We went up to San Francisco. We did all that stuff, right? So we went to Beverly Hills. Well, while we were in Beverly Hills, and I was looking in the stores with the clothes and the purses and all that, he saw a Mercedes-Benz dealership, and I was like, oh no, here we go, right? And so we went into, he was like, oh, there goes a Mercedes-Benz dealership. I was like, yeah, I see. Like, hoping you didn't see that, because now we're going to be in here for a couple hours, right? But all good. I'm the trophy wife. I'm looking fabulous. And so we go into the Mercedes-Benz dealership. And of course, the man is talking about, 1,500, and the physical horsepower, and and the deck, and and the public. That's what it sounded like to me. It sounded like the church, and the church, and the church, and the church. That's how the whole thing sounded to me. Anyway, I'm there to be happy, supportive, whatever. I was feeling good. And so he takes us all around. And I think the car back then, this was a long time ago. This was probably like 20 years ago. Was Veronica born? Veronica's 22. I don't even know if Veronica was born yet. Do you know that we were in that car dealership and they showed us the Mercedes-Benz AMG? And I think it was $150,000, like 20 something years ago. I don't know how much it is now. I think the car that he wanted now 20 something years ago, to have a $150,000 car would probably be like today having a $1.5 million car. That's probably what it was like with inflation. Well, he was like, I'm buying that. Now he had the money. I ain't buying that. It's $150,000. Brand new. It was everything he wanted. They could order it in the exact color he wanted. He wanted black. It was everything he wanted. That was a visualization. He held that visualization. We didn't buy the car. He hasn't seen this car anywhere. Fast forward to about a month later, he is now helping his cousin get a car because he was very, very, very generous with the funds during the 20 years that he was receiving the super generous, right? Super generous, which I think is why the universe gave it to him. Super generous. I love that about him. Very generous person. Well, he was helping a cousin get a car. So he took the cousin to CarMax. And he's helping them get a car. He's going to help them with like a down payment because he's the kind of person that, like, okay, I'm not just going to buy a car outright for you. You're a working person. You can work. Something happened to your car. I'll help you out with the car. Like maybe I'll pay half, but he never relieved people of their responsibility. Like you got to pay the other half. Okay. So, except for me, he bought me a couple of cars, but I mean, he was boo. So of course he going to buy me cars. But all the rest of y'all, I'm going to help you out, but you got to pay for this car, okay? So anyway, and it's because these people are being industrious. They were working, they're going to work, they need a car, they're going to this, they're doing this and this. So he can help you out in your life. Well, here he is with the cousin, getting the car, and it's like, okay, I'm home, whatever. He calls me from the car dealership, from CarMax. Val, yeah, I found it. Found what? A car for so-and-so? No, the AMG. I said, they have a Mercedes-Benz AMG at CarMax? Yeah. Should I get it? And it's only $50,000. I was like, what color is it? Because I knew he was all about this black. He said, it's black. I was like, that car is yours. Of course. Paid that thing cash and walked out the door with that car. Yeah, he got his cousin a car too, of course. He walked out the door with that car. That is the power of your subconscious mind. Are you understanding the power of your mind, that you can put something in your mind and it will show up in front of your body? What? Do you get that? You would never, ever, ever in your life complain that you didn't have something ever again, because you would just go, oh, I'll just put the seed of that in my subconscious mind. Okay, seed in. And you would go about your business knowing that your subconscious mind is going to put that thing in front of you. People who tell me, I don't have money to do that. I can't go there. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm like, oh, you didn't do the work in your subconscious mind. I understand why you're in the situation that you're in. I used to be in that situation. I have great compassion for you. Yet I also have a solution. Now, do you want a solution or do you want to complain? Because if you want a solution, I can help you. If you want to complain, we can't be friends. We can't even talk. Don't lose my number. Put the seed in your subconscious mind. Now, here's what not to put in your subconscious mind. I'm going to put in my subconscious mind that I have this big fat bank account that I can then pay for Bali when we go to Bali or in Lionsgate next year. Don't put that in your subconscious mind. Don't put it. Don't put that in your subconscious mind. Why? Because I've talked about it on other videos on this channel. You're asking for the money to do something when you could just ask for the thing. You want to be in Bali, so just envision yourself in Bali. Like, why are you asking for the money? Maybe you have the money, maybe you don't. You still can be in Bali. This is the part that people don't get. Somebody might gift you a trip to Bali. Say, do you know how many times I've been to Bali? I can't even tell you how much money was in my bank account when I went to Bali. If it was high or if it was low, if it was in between, I don't know. I know I was in Bali several times. Why? Because I put Bali in my subconscious mind. And then I was there. But you want to pull all the levers of the whole universe and control who does what, when, how, this, that, the other. We don't know how. That's why it's called magic. We don't know how. We don't care how. That's not even your business. What do you want? Put that in your subconscious mind. What do you want? So the reason that Bali is so easy for me to manifest, it's easy to manifest Bali. I promise you. Bali is probably one of the most easiest things to manifest in your life. Why? Because Bali was not a visualization. I just gave you a visualization story. And visualization works. If you keep visualizing something, you will have it. And if you visualize it like my former husband, now good friend, like my friend did, one of my greatest teachers in this life, Veronica's dad, like he did, he visualized it and he could feel it. He would be laying in the bed thinking about that car. And in the experience of that car. And I mean, when he brought it home, it was flying. I'll tell you one thing, that thing, when I drove it, I was like, ooh, this is like butter. I mean, it was almost like you just do like that to the steering wheel. It went all the way over there. It was just gliding. You just tap your foot on the gas. It was like, zoom, zoom. I was like, woo, what is this? Then it was massaging your back while you ride down the road. I was like, is this safe? Is it even legal to get a massage while you're driving? Heat the seats. Oh, that thing, I called it a driving machine. That thing was fierce. So, and he knew all that. And he was holding it, until he got it. And he got it. Didn't come from a Mercedes-Benz dealership. No, 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 no. It's not going to come how you think it's going to come. It came him completely not thinking about it at all. The release, that's true magic. And he was helping in service to someone else. And you walk in to help them, and what? They put the exact car you are looking for at a third of the price. Yeah, it was used, but it was pre-loved, let's call it, like they do in the luxury market, pre-loved. Sitting right there, the thing looking juicy and fabulous. It was right there. And he had the money for it. Because the universe is not going to put it in front of you if there's not a way for you to have it. It's cruel for the universe to do that. Universe is not cruel. The universe is loving. So I gave you visualization. That is what a visualization looks like. You don't need your third eye for a visualization. You only need your mind. You need your third eye if you're going to go above a visualization, which is a vision. What is a vision? A vision means the divine plan for my life. A vision means higher self is communicating to me. A vision means this is spirit realms I'm in right now. When I see the vision of my life, I see myself on stage speaking to thousands of people. When I see the vision for my life, I see myself in book signings, signing books. When I see the vision for my life, I see myself teaching at these beautiful, gorgeous retreats all around the world. And we're all having incredible transformation and eating delicious food and doing it's beauty. This is a vision. You may never see a Benz in your vision. You may never see a big mansion in your vision. Obviously, if you're doing these incredible retreats all around the world, you probably live somewhere, and where you live is probably fabulous. So you can fill that in with visualization if you want to, unless you want to ask Spirit, what's my house? See, most people make it up. They say, I want this house, has to be stone front. I did that before. Has to be stone front. Yeah, I did say stone front because that's what I got. Stone front and the grass and bushes and 3 bedrooms and mass ensuite, each bedroom, and upstairs and a loft and wood floors. And you have all these specifications. Nothing wrong with specifications. Great. Just don't get married to any of your specifications, because the universe could have something way better, and it always does. And your specifications, where are they coming from? What part of the mind are these specifications coming from? They're coming from my lower mind. Well, what does my lower mind know? It only knows the past. Did you hear that? Your lower mind only knows the past. It's a memory bank. So it's just creating out of the materials that it already has and already knows. So that's why people keep repeating the same things over and over again in their lives and keep winding up at the same place over and over and over. Why? Because they're creating from their lower mind, and their lower mind can only create. It can't create from infinite possibilities and infinite potential, which is where you want to go. It can only create what it knows. How did I learn this? I didn't learn this from books. Now I read a ton of books. You can read a ton of books, then you've got to get out there and do what the books say. So the books help you. Then you actually have to do it. Yes. When I went to Bali, I was staying in these gorgeous, these beautiful lofts and villas and suites. It's just so beautiful. I mean, I was like crying every day. It was that beautiful. It's like being on a shrooms trip for the whole 33 days I was in Bali. Okay. One of the places where I was staying had an outdoor shower. And I did a video from that shower. It's here on my YouTube channel. I did an actual video from that outdoor shower because I had never seen anything like that in my entire life. I had never seen houses constructed with an outside bathroom. These Balinese people are so freaking smart. They don't need air freshener because the fresh air is flowing through all their bathrooms. I was like, well, what the fuck is wrong with us in America? How come we're not doing this? I got into that shower, turned the water on, and looked up and saw the sky and nearby lost it. Who knew? Do you know how many things I've seen like that all around the world? Who knew? Because I'm on the path of infinite possibilities. I'm following the vision. I'm up here. This is the God self. The God self, eye has not seen. That's the true occult meaning of that. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard what I have for you. You haven't seen it. How can you put it on a vision board? That's why vision boards don't work. And when I say vision boards don't work, I don't mean categorically. I mean why a lot of people get tripped up with them. The traps that are inherent in a vision board. That eye has not seen, ear has not heard what God has prepared for you. You've never seen it before. How can you know to ask for it? You don't even know the thing exists. Think about that. You don't know how good it can get in your life. So how can you ask for it? Bam. That's like Shut the front door. I mean, huh? You can't top that. You can't think the most logical thought and top infinite potential, infinite possibility. You can't top infinity with your finite mind. So that's why we're not telling you to go into your little tiny mind when you're laying there in bed. Oh, give me a Benz. Give me a Benz is great. Have as many as you want. Please don't ever get from any of my teachings that I'm telling you not to have anything, because Reverend Valerie Love to tell you we have everything. Have it all, baby. That's my motto in life. Have it all. I'm saying that if you want to go beyond where you are, you would have to go to the level of mind that is beyond where you are. That level of mind deals in vision, infinity, limitless. That go to that part of your mind and say, in the vision, that's where you see it in the third eye. And you now it's way up here and you see the vision, and now you're going to implant the vision straight into your subconscious mind. You're going to see yourself in Bali at this beautiful retreat, because that's in the vision. Because in the vision, you see yourself in retreats, or you see yourself. Everyone here has a consistent vision that you have seen from spirit that shows you what your life is about. I don't care if you're spiritual or not. Everyone has seen it. Now, whether you're doing it, it's another story. Whether you like it, want to, can see it with clarity, you know what you're supposed to be doing with your life, and you know the kinds of things you would be doing with your life, and you've caught the vision. You know. Now, whether you want to know or whether you want to do it, those are all different stories, yet you know. So in the vision for your life, you see yourself in these beautiful locations around the world. This is above the lower mind. In the third eye, you see yourself healing people in these healing retreats. You see yourself creating an empire. You see yourself, but you don't know how you're doing it. You don't know how. That's what spirit steps you through, step by step by step by step. You're going to be shown the how. Trust and be patient and take your actions. So that's where you're going to come from in this rich life of feeling the feelings of being immensely rich. Now, I know what you may be thinking. You may be thinking, but Reverend Val, I thought you just said, don't imagine the money to get to Bali. Just imagine Bali. Yes. And that's if Bali is the goal. Is that the vision? Bali. Some people have the vision, Ghana. You know, that's deep in me because my peeps are from there. Benin, I want to go to that annual Vodun festival. The seat of voodoo and Vodun is in Benin and Togo, where my people are from. Like, I just feel that connection. I see that in the vision. I see in the vision, this whole global travel thing, that's in the vision. It's like some higher calling. It's not just me going on vacation around to a bunch of countries. Oh, I went here, I went there. Oh, isn't that cute? Put it on Instagram. It's more than that. It's more than that. It's so much more than that. Even though we do put it on Instagram too, that's fine. I'm saying understand where you are and who you are, and that these things are so much more than what you can imagine. Okay, so the vision that you see for yourself, you see yourself writing books, you see yourself flying all over the world to these speaking engagements, you see yourself speaking to audiences, or you see yourself healing people, you see yourself working with children, or you see yourself having this beautiful retreat center or this beautiful land, and you bring people on it and they relax and chill out of their crazy lives, and all of these things you see. That's what you want to implant in the subconscious mind. So you want to implant in the subconscious mind that you're in front of the pyramids. That's how you get to Egypt. And somehow the universe will arrange for all of the components to be taken care of. It's called, according to Abraham Hicks, the universal manager. You could call it higher self. You could call it the angels. You could call it the Orisha. You could call it whomever is helping you. I call it a whole spirit team. You could call it whatever you like because you have tremendous help. You're not doing this by yourself. You are guided step by step along the path of liberation. You are guided. Your every step is guided along a path. What is the path? The path of liberation, freedom, prosperity, abundance, high living, higher health, vibrancy. Do you understand in your life you're not supposed to be sick ever? I'm tapping my foot. You're not supposed to be sick. You're not supposed to get sick. You're not supposed to have a dis-ease ever. When you don't want to be on this planet anymore, you just check out. You say, okay, I'm going to go now. You don't need 10 years of this, or you don't need to be 2 years of this and lying and agony and pain. You don't have to have any dis-ease. You don't have to have any sickness. You don't have to get old. You don't have to do none of that shit. Why are people doing it every day? Because they don't want to do the work on their consciousness. When I have something that comes up in the body temple, and you see me cough or this or that or whatever, I ask myself, what part of my mind did this come from? My mind is making me sick. Now, what in me is choosing to make myself sick right now? Oh, because I'm too afraid to get up and do so and so and so, which I know I need to do it. I know that being sick would be a great excuse for me not to do it. And people would take pity on me and they would absolutely understand that I didn't show up to do that thing because I was so sick in bed. Oh, I see. Okay, well, I'm going to do it anyway, even if I'm feeling sick. And on the way, it's amazing how you don't feel sick anymore. A Course in Miracles says sickness is a defense against the truth. Anytime I don't want truth, I just make myself sick. Do you understand that you are here to live the most magnificent, free, rich, blissful, happy, aligned, harmonious, loving, beautiful life ever? In love with your family, everybody thriving. Do you understand that's what's supposed to be your norm? Yet, what we have accepted as our norm is far from your divine potential. Don't accept that. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Do not accept less than your divine potential. Don't accept it. And when you see your body doing things, oh, okay. My body is doing something interesting now. I must have a rogue thought in my subconscious mind. I just go straight into the subconscious mind and weed it out. You didn't get sick because you came in contact with somebody that had the C. You didn't get sick because you caught something from somebody. You didn't get sick because you went in the hospital and then that and then that and then get a staph infection. Nobody gets sick from anything other than your mind makes you sick, and nobody gets well from anything other than your mind made you well. Now, that's how it really works. Now, whether people want to accept it or not, completely up to you. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just here to tell you how the system works. And you know the system works this way because you've created many things with your mind, and you have done many things with your mind that even astounded you, like, how did I do that? I want to do that again. How did I do that? Oprah had a moment like that. Oprah said she woke up one morning, she was at her home in Maui, and she said, whoa, I was just sure love some tomato soup. That would be so good. Do you see that was a spell right there? You felt it? A spell doesn't have to take 10 hours. It's like, Then she forgot about it, went on about her day. That is exactly what's supposed to happen in a spell to release. The universe was like, oh, come on. You heard what she said, tomato soup. The universe doesn't judge it as, oh, she shouldn't have tomato soup. Oh, that's too trivial of a request. Oh, we don't care about that. The universe doesn't say that. It just responds appropriately. It's always responding to you appropriately to what you're putting out. Come on, get on Oprah's tomato soup. This woman gives everything to everybody. She'll probably share the soup with the next door neighbor. Oprah said that afternoon, she was telling this story on Super Soul Sunday under the oak trees with Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. She told him That afternoon, the neighbor came over and said, I made a big batch of tomato soup and I had some left over here. And Oprah was like, how did I do that? Uh-huh. Like the thing came instantly. How is it that some of your manifestations are so freaking fast you can't instantly? And some of them you've been doing it for 20 years and you still don't have the thing. It's because your own mind's resistance to let it in. Tomato soup, no resistance to tomato soup. I sure would love some tomato soup. No resistance to that. No wall up to that. $1 billion, tons of resistance. You got to work through that resistance. That's what these 40 spells are for. You got to shovel out the trash. Something's wrong with rich people. We don't have money like that. I can't afford that. Money don't grow on trees. Christians really fucked up a lot of people when it comes to money because just shoveling out, I'm just shoveling the trash out my consciousness. Because it's easier for a rich man to get into, it's easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into the kingdom of heaven. They think that it's a literal pin, a needle. That's what I used to think. They didn't. They didn't tell us that in an ancient temple in Jerusalem that there was actually a gate, and the gate was called the needle gate, eye of the needle, because you couldn't get your camel through it because it was so small. So it was like threading the needle to get. That was a literal place. And it has nothing to do with rich. He said to a rich man to get into heaven, and Jesus didn't even believe in heaven and hell. They added that later. Study it for yourself. I'm not here to try to convince you of anything. It is easier for it is easier for a camel to get through that needle's eye than it is for a rich man to get into the kingdom of heaven. Now, he probably said the kingdom part, but the heaven part, like how humans understand heaven now, like the afterlife, like you go to this, and St. Peter's there, the pearly gates and gold and all that, and angels and the harps and the black clouds. No, that place doesn't exist. No. I mean, there could be a dimension like that. It's not quite how the story was told to us. Once again, the propaganda machine is full of imagination, which I love about it. It's just that you want to understand that you are an infinite being. And whether you choose to go to heaven or to another dimension or wherever you choose to go, you're an infinite being and you can choose. There's no God choosing for you. You are the God choosing for you. So Jesus taught being attached to riches was the issue, not having riches. Jesus was surrounded by a lot of rich people. Why would being rich be a problem when Mary of Magdala was rich? The women that were with Jesus were rich. They were taking care of all the things, the expensive oils, the lodging, the food, all of these things. The women were taking care of it. They had money. These were rich women. So why would it be a problem to be rich? Jesus didn't teach that. And receiving plenty of he manifested all these rich people around him so he could fulfill his mission. So why would there be something wrong with being rich? I hope I'm not saying too many crazy things in one session. You might have to watch this video about 20 times because I said a lot in this video. Spirit is saying a lot through my mouth in this video. And I don't know if we're catching all of it. Even my earrings popped off. Okay. Now, here's how you resolve the seeming paradox of I don't visualize money if I want Bali. I visualize Bali. Yet you're telling me here to envision the feelings of being immensely rich. That's because if you're watching this, it's in the vision for you to be immensely rich. You already knew that you were going to be rich. I always knew I'd be rich. I always knew it. You had a feeling inside yourself that told you you were meant for higher things, that you were probably going to be extremely rich and extremely successful. You knew it. You wouldn't have found your way to this message if you didn't know that. You knew it and you know it. So that is part of the vision. And so you're focused on that part of the vision every night. Every night you're focused on the vision of being rich and successful. Rich and successful. You're not focused on, let me get $10,000 so I can go do this thing. So worst kind of visual. First of all, it's not a vision because spirit would never tell you go get the money to do this because spirit gives you the money for everything. Second, it's not from higher mind because higher mind doesn't need money and doesn't even know what money is for. We use that on the earth plane so we can take care of all the things we need to take care of. Lower mind knows about money because lower mind has to know about money if you want to do well in the society that we currently have created. Now we're creating a new society with regard to Bitcoin and bigger and better things as we evolve. Stay with the vision and feelings until you fall asleep with a big fat happy grin on your face. Stay with the vision as you're falling asleep. So you've already done all of the nighttime ritual things, making love to the boo, da 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 da. This comes last just before you fall asleep. You're in the visual. You're in the vision. Started to say visualization. It's not a visualization. You're in the vision. Now, when you arise, you're going to do the same thing. You're starting to notice that you're waking up. You're going to catch the dream material if it's there. If you can catch some of the dream material and jot down a couple of words from the dream. And then before you lift your head off the pillow with your eyes still closed, remember your dreams. Remember the dreams. Just catch a couple of code words from the dream that will help you remember the whole dream. Unremembered dreams, Kabbalah teaches, are like unopened letters from the divine. I'm like, oh, you have a whole stack of letters like this from the divine to you, personalized, unopened. That's what unremembered dreams are like. Remember your dreams. Then vision. Vision your rich life. You're feeling the feelings of riches, wealth, abundance. You're feeling the feelings of all sufficiency. You're feeling the feelings of fullness and overflow and plenty. It's supernatural, more than you require. And then boom, next thing you know, you have it. Remember, do not have electronics near you or your head while you are asleep. Do not look at technology or phones for 1 to 2 hours after waking, and I would even add for an hour or two before going to bed. If you go to bed at about 10 p.m., then you do not want to watch anything on technology at about after 8 p.m. You need to give yourself a couple of hours with no blue light spamming your eyeballs and flashing your eyeballs. You want to start doing your bedtime ritual, getting yourself ready for this incredible vision, the vision of you in your divine life, living your divine potential is one of the best things you can envision ever. That you need to hold that in your third eye and in your heart as an already done, because it is. I love you. Well, peace. KAISI out.